Hello and welcome to the video. This is a quick overview of what I'm putting inside or plan to put inside this Atom RC Dolphin. Until about last week as I'm recording this was sat in a box, just the foam bits. I actually ordered a foam kit for the Dolphin when I realised how much I love my original Dolphin. And this foam kit has sat in the garage since March 2022. Yep, it's been sat there for that long. So 4 years later, I thought, you know what, this is a waste of such a beautiful set of foam. This is a fantastic aircraft. Let me pull it out, put it together. It's an opportunity for me to build a 6S version of the Dolphin that I love and fly regularly, but also it's an opportunity for me to do a series, INAV for Beginners 2026, and I need an airframe for that. And I can't think of anything better than the trusty Dolphin. Now this has been put together over the last week, glued with good old Yoo-hoo pour. It's just about dry now, but I've put some electronics in here because this kit, as it is shipped with just foam, doesn't have servos, doesn't have a motor, and also doesn't have an ESC. And as I want to build it as a 6S Ripper, just because I wasn't a massive fan of the Dolphin Pro, which was designed around 6S, I thought I will build this as a 6S Ripper so that I could have this different variant when I wanted to fly. And I thought I'd just show you what I've done and the pieces that I've picked for the servos, the motor, and also the ESC. Because I've actually probably ended up ordering 2 ESCs because I missed something in the description. It happens to all of us. So let's go close up and I can show you the individual pieces and what I've chosen for the servos, the motor, and the ESC. So the first thing to talk about then are the servos. These are the Emax ES08MD V2s. These are 13-gram mini metal digital servos that I use in all these kind of things. My original Dolphin was actually shipped with quite cheap and cheerful servos that worked fine but were plastic geared, and I managed to strip one relatively quickly. If you are building a model like this, I would recommend use something like these ES08MDs. I know that people like Ben up at 3DXR who build professional UAVs rely on these things and swear by them, and I do too. These will run on 4.8 to 6 volts. They're pretty quick. They're really chunky amounts of torque. They're digital and they're fully metal geared as well. 23 by 11.5 by 24 millimeters, so they're standard 9-gram sizes, perfect for this. They do weigh 13 grams, and the fact that they're metal gears means they're going to be a little bit more robust. Plus, because they're digital, I will be able to increase the update speed in the INAV configuration when we get there. Other thing I wanted to do was to replicate the power system on this that I've got in my TBS Geppetto. That is a cracking little power system, and it actually performs incredibly well. If you remember, I did some videos about changing the prop. So what I've done is I've just copied that. So this is an Eco Series 2207 brushless motor. I've gone for 1900 kV, planning to run this on a 5.2 inch prop by probably 4.7 inch pitch, very similar to what I've got on my TBS Geppetto, and run it on 6S. This has a length of 32.6 millimeters, diameter of 27.45 millimeters. It'll handle 6S at the 1900 kV, and it's a nice hollowed out M5 prop. It fits beautifully here at the back of the Dolphin. Last thing then to talk about is the ESC. Now this has been a bit of an interesting one. I actually ordered these Emax Formula Series 45 amp ESCs. These are these little cute ones. They're really small and compact and perfect to fit in the bay underneath. Now if I was going to be only running this on 4S, this is the ESC that I would recommend. Continuous current is 45 amps, burst current onto 55 amps. I would say that it could easily do that. Emax, in my experience, tend to lowball the ratings, so you can be pretty confident that it would probably go an extra 3, 4, 5 amps over that if you really had to. BL Heli 32, only 2.6 grams without the wire. We could run this up to D-Shot 1200, but you know what? The big problem with this is it's 2 to 5S, and this was the mistake that I made. I was so excited when I found this. If you have an Atom RC model that uses these kind of mini compact ESCs and you're looking for a replacement and you're not going to be running more than 5S on it, this is what I would recommend that you replace it with. These are great little ESCs. Now, as I'm going to be building this as a bit of a 6S ripper, I don't want the ESC to be a failure point. So actually what I've ordered is, instead of that, is a TBS Lucid 12S 90 amp ESC. This is a bit of a beast, but it should mean that it can handle what I'm going to ask of it standing on its head. This is running AM32. It has 70 amp rated for 60 seconds, 90 amp for 40 seconds, 120 amp for 30 seconds. So this thing is going to just be completely happy with the kind of loads that I'm interested in. It'll run from 3 to 12S, support D-Shot 300 and 600. Size is a little bit bigger. It's just under 58 by 29 millimeters, which for the bay here is going to be a little bit tight. I might end up opening out this bay or even punching through into the body and putting something behind it to support it. Just need to have a think about that. But by putting that in here, it's 19 grams, so it's significantly heavier than the Emax version. But by having a 90 amp ESC here at the back, it should mean that I could open the tap on this and not worry about things getting overheated and things letting go and me having a dead stick. So I'm excited to be building a Dolphin. I haven't built a Dolphin, as you can probably tell, for about 5-6 years. So to put this together is going to be a lot of fun, and it's very rare to actually get the things in the foam condition and have to add all these separate pieces in. But it's been an awful lot of fun and I've really enjoyed it so far. I'm really excited to get into the iNav for Beginners build. When I start it, I'll put a link down below, and also link to a video where I show, if you've never installed servos into a wing before, specifically how I do that, the tricks and tips that I use to make sure that the servos are going to give me the best performance that I can get out of these Emax units. In terms of the other pieces in here, well, I was going to use something like a SpeedyBee wing flight controller, but I've decided to actually go for something like F405 Wing V2. These are very tricky to get hold of at the moment, but I found that 3DXR had loads in stock, so I ordered a couple. Also pop an M10 GPS in here as well. Now, I was recording this video and editing it quite a while ago now, and in the interim, I now have recorded pretty much all the videos in the series. So if you want to get a jump on these being released probably every week or every other week over the next month or two, then you can go and check out the link below to watch the entire series for iNav for Beginners 2026. Thank you for watching my video. Check out the playlist, and adding Painless 360 to your search terms will help you find my content. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps a lot. You can support the time I spend here answering questions and helping others by using the links in the video description.